Hey guys, hi, this is Senora Keller. I am going to do now the presentation for Palabras Su, which is the second portion of your vocabulary for chapter 1. Okay, so that brings us to Spanish 1, chapter 1, Palabras Su. You are going to try to please write what you hear. You are going to go ahead and stop it, forward it, etc. as you see needed. Okay. The first one is going to say, soy un amigo de Carmen. You will have to stop and forward and then confirm that you have written it correctly. That was soy un amigo de Carmen. Next, it says, Carmen es una buena amiga. Ella es una persona muy simpática. For the next one, we have, Oye, Roberto. Okay, and this is just a portion that has to do with Don Quixote. We'll cover that in class. And this is an expression. Oye, as in listen, Roberto. ¿Quién es? Ay, Jaime. It's like, oh, Jaime. That's another expression. Ay. Es el famoso Don Quixote. Remember, you're trying to repeat as I go. Don Quijote es de la Mancha. Es muy flaco, ¿no? ¿Y él quién es? And he, who is he? Es el compañero de Don Quijote. Es Sancho Panza. No es flaco, como Don Quijote. Es gordo. Es el compañero de Don Quijote. Es Sancho Panza. Now we're going to reinforce some numbers in Spanish, 1 through 32. Okay? We have that the numbers, basically we've gone over at least the first 10 together, so you should know how to pronounce them. Okay? So I'm going to go over them quickly. It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Then we come to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then we have 16, 17, 18, 19. For the 20s, we're going to have that they all start with the same practically initial part of 20, 20. So it's 20, 21. So it's the and, instead of a Y, it's an I, and then the unit. 22, 23, etc. All the way up to 29. For 30, we start with 30, and it's just going to be a little bit different. We have 30 for 31. They are written separately. And for 32, it's 32. Okay? So 35 would be 35. Hopefully you got it right. And so on and so forth. Okay? Now we're going to cover the palabras interrogativas, your interrogative verbs. Okay? We have that In Spanish, we have ¿Cómo te llamas? Your questions are going to start with an inverted question mark, and they are going to end with a right side up question mark, okay? So the first thing you might want to do is to practice writing your inverted interrogative marks, okay? So practice a few till you get a hang of it, and you're good to go. In Spanish also, you have that your interrogative words will always have an accent mark. This is meant to distinguish that word being used as a question, an interrogative, as opposed to it being used as a conjunction. For example, in to have to, as opposed to what. So you have que, tener que, practically sound the same, but they have different meanings. Here are the rest of the interrogative words we are covering. It is que, quién, de dónde, cómo. Okay, and then we have some vowels that the book has you review and distinguish between English and Spanish. Okay, so it's a, o, u. Okay, so when you speak Spanish and you pronounce these vowels, which are very important, they are usually very short, clear, concise, and pretty consistent. Okay, whereas in English, these vowels are going to have different pronunciations depending on the letters that are in front of it or behind it, right? So you have other, orientation, and, auction, action. And there's a typo here. That is correct. I will fix that later. We have in Spanish, your vowels are only going to have one sound, such as persona, elefante, ana, una, universo. Okay? So you're going to do with the following slide. Just try to imitate very carefully the pronunciation of the a, o, u. Okay? And you're going to remember that your A's are going to sound kind of like the A in father. It's a. The O is going to be similar to O in most. And the U is going to be similar to the U in flu. Okay? So we have here Ana, baja, amiga, alumna. O, no, Paco, amigo. Uno, mucho, mucha, muchacho. Okay? You are going to listen to these sentences and you're going to write them out. Ana es alumna. Just try writing it without seeing it afterwards, and you pronounce it as well. Adán es alumno. Ana es amiga de Adán. Okay? At this point, guys, you're ready then to review your palabras 1 and 2, and this was palabras 2. The vocabulary is going to be in an attached link for you to use over with Quizlet, reinforcement flashcards, or the learning system, whichever one of their resources that you feel most comfortable with. Okay, so we are done with this section. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias.